Hey there, puzzlers! My name is FLEB. Before we begin, I have a quick announcement. On July 12th, I'm going to be doing a Kickstarter for a book of my puzzles, called Escape the Book. You can see an example puzzle on the screen right now. In this Kickstarter, I'm going to be releasing a chapter of the book, which is 5 puzzles and a meta puzzle, for free. So I think you should check it out on July 12th. Today I'm going to show you a puzzle with an end goal that's a little bit different than usual. It's called the nut and bolt puzzle. It consists of this long chain, which is tied around this ring, this washer, and then this nut and bolt. But the idea is not to take the nut or bolt off the chain. The object is to turn them around so that you can screw them in together. You might think the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to take the bolt through the washer and then pull it around to the other side, but it doesn't fit through the washer. And the nut doesn't fit through either. Neither of these two pieces can pass through the washer. So exactly how you do this, how you're able to turn both of these around so that you can fit them together, makes a very interesting puzzle. For now, let's get started. One of the problems with solving this puzzle is that it's very unintuitive. So instead of starting out by trying to solve this, let's start out by trying to solve a simpler puzzle. Here I have a loop of string with 2 pieces of paper that I've taped on such that I can move them forward and backwards on the string. Each of them has arrows on them. Let's say we started in this position and wanted to make the 2 arrows face each other. Well, we can't turn the arrows around on the chain. The only thing we can do is take them around the string. And you might think, well, this seems pretty simple, but this is the basic idea behind the entire puzzle. We can't change the orientation of those arrows with respect to each other on the string, but we can move the string between them. What happens if we start with a section like this, which we don't allow the arrows to pass through? Well, this puzzle is still solvable, but what we need to do is take the part in between and put it through, while bringing the other part down. And once we've done that, we can again move the arrows around. So the general idea we're going to use in the main puzzle is the same as it is here. We're going to be looking for a point between the 2 arrows that we bring through the loop, and then we bring the other side back down. Now what makes the full puzzle more complicated than the simplifications is that this ring is on the end, so we can't just bring down any edge that we want to. Instead, let's start by doing our first move. We want the area between the nut and the bolt to go through the washer to the top. There's a loop tied around here, which we can bring through the washer, all the way down. We can put it between the nut and the bolt, and then we can bring it back through. And if we do that, we end up in a situation like this. This loop here is the part that was in between the nut and the washer, so we want that to stay on the top. And now this over here represents the bottom part of the closed chain loop. If you remember our string examples, we were bringing the string part between the nut and the bolt through the loop, and then bringing the top part down. This represents our bottom part, so let's keep that on the top. And now what happens if we bring the bottom loop all the way through? If we take it off the side, the same way that we put it on, and bring it back through, you'll see we're now in a situation where the bolt and the nut are facing each other. What I really like about this puzzle is even though I feel like I know exactly what's happening with it, the solution still feels like magic to me. It doesn't feel like you should be able to flip both of those around in any way. Yet, by working through simple examples and coming to understand what the puzzle is about, we can solve it. If you are interested in more puzzle content, please subscribe or follow me on Twitter. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and as always, happy puzzling.